What's up, everyone? My name is Francisco, and welcome to the very first episode of MMA Relay. I'm accompanied here by my co-host,
Rene, and we're here to give you all the stories that you need to know.
So let's go ahead and jump right into it. This past weekend, we had UFC 310, which was a very interesting card because the main event featured a fighter that made his debut appearance in the UFC fighting for a title, which has only happened a handful of times. Now, overall, I think it started off as a crazy fight, throwing flying knees and shit, because that's Kai's thing. But what are your thoughts on that entire exchange?
I feel like this really shows that there's levels to MMA and why UFC is on the top, you know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, Asakura is a bad man. I mean, he knocked somebody out and split their freaking skull.
I saw that, dude. That shit was crazy.
But this just goes to show that there's levels to the game. You know, Pantoja ate those shots, which I feel like would have taken anybody else out. And then he immediately just drowned him. As soon as he got a hold of him, he started landing clean shots.
He's an anaconda.
He is. He's just an animal.
Grabs you and just sucks the life out of you.
And I think he's getting better.
That's the crazy part. Like, we've only seen him improve. He came in, stripped Brandon Moreno of his title, and just went on a rampage after.
Don't forget.
And the thing is, we
beat him though.
Yes,
beat him.
He knocked him, didn't he?
Yeah, he finished him.
Yeah, that was wild. But no, the thing is, in most of his fights, we see him get taken kind of into the deep waters.
For sure.
But he knows how to swim.
Oh yeah, dude's got heart. I mean,
it's all grit.
You think he's done, and then he just keeps coming.
It's craziness. I remember seeing him in that. Who was his last fight? It was
I think it was. Who was it?
He was a lanky white guy. Uriostegui.
Oh yeah, Michael Scott.
Yeah,
Prison Mike.
No, dude, Prison Mike gave him a beating, man. Prison Mike was messing him up, but still, he had that tenacity.
He's just built different, bro.
He doesn't stop charging you, dude.
No, he doesn't stop charging, and he doesn't stop until he has his hand raised.
No, that's crazy, dude. He's insane. Like part of me wants him to lose because he's been on a little bit of a rampage, but at the same time, I cannot deny that he deserves where he's at.
Absolutely. I mean, he called out DJ.
I saw that, dude. No, man, I don't know. I think Prime Mighty Mouse would. I think Prime Mighty Mouse would take that W, but it's hard to know because times have changed.
Times have changed, and people get older, and Father Time's undefeated. You know,
the thing is, DJ was still competing up until recently. He wasn't it earlier this year he announced his retirement?
He did. Yeah. He scored a beautiful knockout, and then he set out to the sunset, and now he just does jiu-jitsu. But I just seen that he's training with Khabib in Islam.
I saw that, dude.
Why?
Okay, for first, let's. I want to talk about the size difference.
Oh yeah.
Watching DJ fight, they look like normal people, but when you put them next to Islam and Khabib, he is like an elf. He's tiny, dude.
He's a battle elf, man, and
he's tiny, but he's a monster.
He'd probably kill everybody, in that gym, minus Khabib and Islam.
Yeah, it's craziness, dude.
Where do you think Kai Asakura goes from here?
I think the fight to make is Kai versus Kai.
Kai versus Kai.
Yeah, Kai Kara France.
That's a
KKF. That would be crazy, dude. Because anytime you see, I'm gonna say KKF because they're both Kais. Yeah, anytime you see KKF in the ring, they're throwing some shit. Someone's going to sleep. Someone's one way or another. Someone's gonna be on the canvas, and because he only has a handful of 5-round fights, and one of them's with Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, that's probably one of the
I think that's literally it.
Other than that, he either gets knocked out or he knocks people out, and it's usually he knocks people out. Yeah, his striking is so clean.
Yeah, he's something else too. He just hasn't had a good last couple run-ins, but that's the thing about MMA. You never know what could happen until you step into the octagon.
I mean, it's hard in the UFC too, because everybody that is in the company is a killer on the right.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw, for example, when Dominic Cruz lost his title to Garbrandt.
Oh my God!
Anybody could have beaten Garbrandt that night.
No, dude.
After that, he just fell off.
Cody Garbrandt was the greatest mixed martial artist we've ever seen for 25 minutes.
Yeah, that was the best. That was a work of art. Just watching.
Absolutely insane, dude. Like, I remember watching that live with my dad and my uncle, and it was just crazy. It was like he was just like on Matrix time. Like, he saw everything coming just so slow and just flawlessly executed. It was insane. He was in this flow state. That was wild. Now, going from there, I mean, I look forward to seeing where Asakura goes from here, because being introduced and like having a UFC debut in a title fight kind of sets a weird precedent for the fighter in a sense, because they brought him in, created all this hype, then he goes and gets submitted in the second round. I don't think that diminishes who he is as a fighter, but it's kind of wild that he's already in the top 15 ranking. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I think he's ranked either 14 or 13
14
already.
14.
Wow.
I think that's kind of wild. Like, your first fight in the UFC, I get it's a title fight, but it places you that like already in the top 15.
I'll be very transparent with you. I think the UFC rankings are kind of
they're kind of garbage,
you know,
to be honest. Yeah.
I mean, you got people in the top 10 that haven't even fought this year in some of these divisions.
Yeah, it is a weird place to be if you're in the UFC, truthfully. But transitioning from that fight from this past weekend, what are your thoughts on the entire Ian Gary Shavkat?
I feel like even though Ian Gary lost the fight, I feel like his stock went up as a fighter for sure. I feel like it really showed that Ian Gary's a lot better than what most people thought he was. Not to say that he wasn't good, but it really showed that he has a heart of a champion for sure. He's completely well-rounded. I mean, he's got grappling, he's got beautiful striking. You know, I definitely see that he's going to be a future champion.
Yeah, that was a good fight in the sense that like it wasn't a back and forth fight. Shavkat kind of smothered him the entire fight. Like, of course, they both, of course, Shavkat had his moments, but I'm talking like Ian Gary. He had his moments where he landed a couple things, took him down. He almost choked him out. Like, you saw that shit? Like, I feel like at one point, Shavkat was looking up and looking at his Mongolian gods, and like they powered him through that shit. Genghis Khan looked down at him and said, "Do not tap."
I heard that he had an injury.
Yeah. His what was it, MCL, ACL?
MCL, ACL. Just look real quick.
Fact check.
MCL.
It was an MCL.
It was an MCL. So he didn't look like the killer that he usually looked like, but with an MCL injury,
oh dude, that sucks.
He still looked damn good.
Yeah, dude. I tore my MCL once. It was the worst thing that ever happened to me. I could not walk for a week.
Now imagine fighting for 25 minutes with an injury like that.
I mean, he's crazy. He's crazy.
Against a killer.
He's insane. Ian Gary almost choked him out. What was that, like in the third round? Fourth round?
I believe it was the fourth or fifth round.
Yeah, he was already in deep waters. Like, they were already in the championship rounds, and he got that choke, and I really thought that was it.
Yeah.
I thought it was over.
Shavkat's got a heart, though. I mean, the only way you're going to beat him is to put him out.
Yeah.
Because if you don't put him out,
Jeff Neal almost did.
Oh, Jeff Neal's got heavy hands.
He does. He has hands of steel. That guy's crazy, too.
Yeah.
But that was a good fight all around. I really enjoyed watching that. I know Ian Gary kind of has like a lot of, I would say, undeserved hate from the MMA community, just because he kind of came in as another Irishman that's kind of trying to, I don't want to say ride the coattails of Conor McGregor's, but like it came off like that at the beginning. But I feel like overall we've kind of seen him become his own person within the UFC.
I agree to that. I just think that whenever you're Irish, you know, it's hard not to be compared to someone that made such a polarizing effect on the MMA scene. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if you had another person coming in with rainbow hair, you're going to say, oh, he's just trying to be another O'Malley. You know what I mean? But Ian Gary, he's got a lot of undeserved hate. Maybe it could come from his trolling that he does sometimes, or sometimes he takes it too far.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't see why he gets the hate. He's a great fighter, and I'm really starting to become a fan.
Yeah, no, like honestly, like watching that fight, like as you said, I became a fan watching it. Even like in some of the not highlights, but you know how UFC does their embedded series where they talk
Hmm.
with the fighters and they follow them around their day-to-day
Yeah.
life. I watched some parts of that and he seems like a chill dude. Like most of the time it was with his little son. And like, he just seems like a wholesome dude. Like just
Oh, dude, his whole family life that the embedded shows is like very heartwarming, and it's cool too because his wife's Brazilian and he speaks
yeah.
really
Yeah,
damn
yeah,
good
yeah, yeah. I
Portuguese.
remember that. Yeah, yeah, he was talking.
He was talking to
He
freaking
trains
Du
with
Bronx.
doesn't he train with Dubronx too?
Yeah,
Yeah, like they're good friends.
yeah, they're really good friends. I
Yeah.
mean, he speaks perfect Portuguese, and I mean, he really embraced Brazil into his culture, and it's translating
Yeah.
into his fights with his jiu-jitsu, I would say.
Yeah, I look forward to see where he goes from there. Like, I'm curious as to like what his next matchup would be.
Let's see. I mean, who else is in welterweight right now that's going up? I mean, it's hard to say. You got Covington and Buckley fighting
Yeah,
tomorrow.
that's what I was thinking. Like, I would I would say honestly, wasn't it in the works before that Covington wanted to fight Ian?
Yeah, no, that was
Yeah,
definitely in the works, and
yeah.
then something fell apart. But yeah,
So
Covington was supposed to fight Gary. Covington was supposed to fight Shavkat, but then we wound up with Buckley.
he ain't never fighting.
No.
Fucking Covington, that guy's something else. But yeah, no, like overall, that was an interesting fight. It was very enjoyable to say
Yeah,
the least.
it was a good
Um,
fight.
who else fought that night? I really don't remember. Oh, hold on, wait. We have at least one more thing to touch on. Do you think Cyril Gane won?
No, I don't think
No,
he won. I don't
not
think he
at
won
all, dude.
That was the worst
That-
robbery I've ever seen.
That was straight robbery. He even left the ring. He was like, "What?"
Yeah.
He started walking out, but like,
When the boss tells
nah,
me,
man.
when the boss tells you that you got effed, that usually you got effed. You got robbed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it. You got robbed.
Nah.
Volkov really showed a lot of, skill in his last fight. I mean, he showed that he got better for sure.
No, yeah, no, definitely, yeah. Like he was the one engaging, leading the dance, and no, between him and Gon had some moments, but nah, he did not win that fight.
I really
So,
think they need to do something with the judging because this is starting to happen
yeah.
way too often where I've been watching a fight and I'm like, well, I don't know if it really went that way. And then
Mm,
you go on Twitter and then everybody says, no,
everybody,
that was
yeah.
messed up. No.
Yeah, like the entire Strickland and DDP. Like that was a very close fight, but I still
was
don't
close.
think DDP did enough to take it. But it is what it is. That's water under the bridge. He went
Yeah,
and
they're going to
defeated
fight again.
Izzy. Yeah, they are. So that's something I look forward to. But yeah, man, like he did not win that fight.
No,
And
I don't think he won. That was
the crowd knew it. He knew it. Dana White knew it. Joe Rogan knew it.
So how about Flat Earth Bryce Mitchell?
Oh my God, Cron Gracie, he got
You don't
elbowed
pull
into
guard in the middle of the ring like that.
no, unless you know you're super dangerous.
But even
And
still, it's just not a
no,
good
you
idea.
don't. Not in the middle of the ring because that
No.
leaves too much space.
Your head is going to hit the canvas.
Yeah, yeah. What they were like, whenever DC and Joe Rogan were analyzing it, they saw his head hit the canvas, and it looked like he was like concussed for a second, and that's when he came up over and just elbow, and that was it.
No, Bryce Mitchell, I mean, people don't give Bryce
He doesn't
Mitchell
believe in
credit.
seatbelts.
He doesn't believe in seatbelts, but I tell you what, the people don't give him credit where credit's due.
Fair enough.
He's a good fighter.
Yeah, he's a good mixed martial artist.
He
Yeah.
got stopped by only Josh Emmett, who has crazy power, and the
And
champ,
Ilya
Ilya
Taporia. Ah, man. You see how Ilya wants to move up?
Yeah. Did you hear why?
Not exactly. Enlighten me.
This is so not typical of a champion, right?
Mm.
Listen, he straight up said, listen, I'm getting older. I don't think I can make 145 anymore. How often is a champion that transparent and be like, yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to make the weight anymore? Usually it's like, oh, I want to
Fair.
go up, show them that my power is going to take out everybody, all that. No, I probably can't make the weight anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's respectable in a sense. Like, because I mean, truthfully, like, didn't they say he walks around like at 170?
No, dude. He walks around 190. Something.
Really?
Dude is built.
That is ridiculous.
He walks around at 190.
He cuts down to 145?
145.
Holy
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How do you manage that?
It's
like,
called
how
youth.
I'm younger than him, and I can't do that. I struggle dropping 20.
Oh hell. But yeah, and he wants to fight Du Bronx.
Yeah.
Which I find that very respectable, because usually when a champion moves up, they want to go straight.
They want to go straight
shot.
to the champ. Yeah, but
man, that's a good fight right there.
Yeah, I do like that he wants to go fight. Yeah, he wants to move up the right way.
Yeah.
So I that would be a good fight. Because dude, the thing about Charles Oliveira is like you hear everything about him being his grappling. People don't mention his striking enough. Yet he's one of the few people that have knocked out Justin Gaethje.
Yeah. No, his striking is so.
It's clean. It's clean. Yeah. The power. Like I think Justin Gaethje himself said that like the hardest he's been hit is by Oliveira.
Yeah.
And the striking is so unassuming because you're afraid of the takedown, but then you get rocked, and then you get taken out anyways. So,
Du Bronx has such an amazing story, though. I mean,
he does.
You know, getting into the UFC at 20, not finding his way too well, getting knocked out, tapping to strikes, being labeled a quitter,
and then making that big comeback. Yeah.
Once he had his kid, switch flipped, he dyed his hair, and that was it.
He turned Super Saiyan, dude. He literally did. He did. He literally did. But no, from there on, he had his entire montage, his highlight season, and he's definitely up there. His recent fight with Chandler. There you go. I couldn't think of his name for a second. I was about to say Beefcake.
Yeah,
that's accurate. But that fight was interesting. He backpacked him for quite some time.
Chandler was running away, man.
Yeah, I know.
Like full on sprinting away.
And he wanted none of that.
I don't blame him.
Oliveira
I don't
looked
want
good.
None of that either.
Excuse me. Oliveira looked really good in that fight. If that Oliveira would have fought Arman Sukrian, is that how you say his last name?
Sarukian, yes.
Sarukian. I feel like Oliveira would have edged out, because that fight was relatively close too. It just came down to total control time and who was engaging, who was pushing the pace. Because that went all the way.
It went all the way, and Sarukian almost got choked.
It was a 3-rounder, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, you can't do that to these people.
No.
I feel like if you're in the top 10 of the division, you should have 5-rounders.
I feel like if it has any kind of title implications to where you know that this is a number 1 contender fight, definitely should be 5 rounds.
Yeah. Wasn't Cyril Gane and Volkov, wasn't that also a 5-rounder?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
You might be right. I don't think it was. But
no, 3 rounds.
It was a 3-rounder? Okay. Yeah. But yeah, let's talk about how the security didn't even know Bilal Muhammad was the champ.
Man, I feel bad for Bilal because he's not a bad dude at all.
No, he's not. It's just he's the fighter, the champ that nobody really wants. Truthfully, to put it simply, he doesn't bring the action for you to remember the name.
Oh my god! How could you be the champion and then
security didn't know he was the champ?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Man.
I saw on TikTok he was doing a meet and greet with the belt, and then one of the people wanted to take a picture of just the belt. They told him.
Yeah, I saw that. Just the belt by himself.
Disrespect.
That's crazy, man.
But hey, he has an opportunity to earn respect against Shavkat.
Shavkat.
I think that's the fight that they're trying to make.
They have to.
Yeah.
They have to now, because who else is really up there? And
I feel like the only other way this won't happen is if Buckley starches Covington tomorrow.
That could be a thing too, but I still feel like as far as deserving of the title, I still feel like Shavkat is above that.
Totally agree.
Now I feel like whomever wins between Shavkat and Bilal is gonna fight whoever wins this one coming up tomorrow night, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's once again, these are thoughts from me. The UFC, they do their own thing. Like they make some interesting fights sometimes, but who knows? Who knows what we'll see? Maybe we'll see Shavkat fighting Covington one day.
Oh man, I feel like Shavkat would maul.
I think so too.
I feel like Shavkat, he fought with an injury this time. He fought against somebody his size. But whenever he fights without injury, which all the other fights that we've seen, he didn't have any known injuries.
Yeah, no, he was a fucking monster.
And he was eating them alive.
Yeah, like I look forward to seeing what could happen from that.
Dude, did you see the Anthony Smith fight?
That was actually one of the fights I missed. I got to the sports bar literally like right after that fight ended. I missed the prelims. I only got to the main card.
Let me tell you, that was very sad.
Why was it sad?
Fight. Weeks before this fight, he lost his coach. His coach died. His coach was like his security blanket, person that was always there for him, and still decided to go through with this fight with Dominic Reyes, who controversially, I think beat John Jones.
I think so too.
But according to Dominic Reyes, during the fight, Anthony Smith said this to him: "Hit me in the face so I can feel something."
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like how...
That's wild.
That's wild. So now, yeah, the fight was, back and forth, but then Dominic Reyes started to pick him apart on the feet and eventually got the finish due to strikes. But after a showing like that, I think he should retire. I mean...
Yeah, that's rough. Because like that's not just like any day of the week. That's someone that developed you through what you're doing, and having a loss like that, like I couldn't even imagine.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised he even went through with the fight.
I wouldn't have.
No,
I would have been, I don't know, done right there. But like, how long ago had that happened?
It happened weeks prior to this.
Oh no, dude! I would have taken
like.
I would have called in sick, bro. Like. I wouldn't have made it in there.
That's crazy.
That's sad, man.
Yeah. So he doesn't know if he's gonna do one more. I don't think he should, but he's Lionheart. Maybe he does come back.
He's an OG.
He's an OG.
He's been around forever. Yeah, he's been around forever. It's wild.
And Dominic Reyes, with another performance like this, I think he'll be back in the top title picture potentially if he keeps it up.
Yeah, and he's a light heavyweight, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe one day we'll see Chama.
Oh God.
I don't want to think about that. Nah, dude.
So how about Jamal Hill?
Oh,
asking for the smoke, getting the smoke, and then running away from the smoke.
That's crazy, man. We're not getting paid.
He said, Chama.
Eh? Nah, dude, that's so clownish behavior, man. Like
this isn't WWE.
This isn't Twitter.
Yeah.
It ain't Twitter no more.
Yeah, it wasn't Twitter there. I can assure you.
No, it was not Twitter there.
Chama was ready.
Nah, he was fully prepped. He was like, all right. And I love the fact he didn't even hand it to him. He threw that shit on the ground. Like, eh? Nah, dude, like, Jamal's just quickly became like one of those fighters that just talks.
Yeah. I feel like he's really let this loss from Pereira really affect him to where now he's not even focusing on what he's got. He's got Yuri coming at him right now.
Yeah. Oh my God, Yuri Prohaska. That guy's interesting.
He's a different guy.
He's an interesting lad. I will train in darkness for a week and not eat. For that is part of my honor.
Dude's a mix of Sekiro and Skyrim all in one.
He's something else, man. That guy is crazy.
But I tell you what, though, he can hit.
Oh, yeah. He can take a hit. He can take a hit too. It's just Pereira has hands blessed by the stone gods. Like
touch of death, man.
Yeah, it's just
that
crazy.
Left hook hits you, and then you wake up.
It's so quick, man. In that first fight with Jiri, Pereira and Jiri, like I didn't even see the left hand when he went down.
It was so fast.
It was so quick, dude. I thought he went for a takedown and slipped or something.
Yeah, no, I did too.
Like,
I mean,
like,
I'm like, what happened? What did I miss? I'm usually good at seeing these things.
They played that slow mo. Just
it was
so
such a
quick.
Short, it was such a short shot too. It wasn't like the upper hook he always throws. It was just a short.
It was short, just very short, quick, down on the ground, and just nah, man. He's something else. He's another animal. I will say, Khalil made him look a little human.
Oh yeah,
a little bit.
Until he didn't.
Yeah, until he didn't. Until like he got into the championship rounds, and I don't know if he gassed out or if it was just like accumulation of all the damage he was starting to wear. But that was a crazy fight too.
That was a crazy fight, and I think it was accumulation of the damage because he even said, "I couldn't even see him anymore. Like his vision got so messed up. All he saw was a shape." His words.
Yeah, I like Khalil though. I like him as a fighter. I like his character and everything. His Muay Thai stance. He wasn't fighting in a Muay Thai stance that night, but like I like when he does. Like it's very unique.
It is. But he definitely didn't do that with Pereira because I don't feel like that would have been good. Pereira probably would have kept
the
that
kicks.
Range, chopping him away.
Yeah, it's the kicks. I think that's why, because whenever you fight in a Muay Thai stance, you fight high, like top heavy, like keep your guard up, and yeah, you can check kicks, but when they're as fast as Pereira's, like it's kind of hard to raise your leg quick enough to check it. And even if you check it, it probably still hurts like hell.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, I mean, you see what those kicks did to Yuri. A couple of those kicks and he fell on the ground.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. I don't know how they take those shots, bro. I really don't. The other day I was at work and I was I was walking into like our break room. The lights were out. I like chilling in there every once in a while because the fluorescent light bulbs, they mess with my eyes. So like getting away and just hiding away into the darkness, like sitting on the couch in the break room. Someone moved the coffee table and put it like randomly in there. I didn't see it because it's dark. My leg just smacked into it right in the shin. The left one followed, and dude, I didn't make a noise, but inside my head I was screaming, dude. It still hurts. Like I still feel it.
Can't even imagine taking a chama.
No, I don't want a chama kick. I do not want that. That sounds horrible.
I mean, who's really left at light heavyweight? Just Ankalaev, right?
Yeah, and people are saying Alex is dodging him. I don't really think that's the case. I don't think so. I think it's more of the fact that he's only willing to fight him in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I feel like when you're the champ, you get to pick where you want to fight. That's just
like you don't go around calling somebody out and telling them where you're gonna fight them if you're not the champ. Like that's not how it works. And even then, Ankalaev's last performance wasn't anything special.
It wasn't anything special.
No.
If that Ankalaev fought Pereira, I give it to Pereira all day.
Sleep.
Just
upper hook.
Because they keep talking about Ankalaev's grappling, which I'm sure is there, but he never shows it.
And didn't Ankalaev said himself that he would fight, like stand with him? He wants to stand and bang with him.
He says that.
Yeah.
And then
except Aspinall. Aspinall, no, I'll take his ass down.
He's smart. He's a full-on rugby tackle.
Oh man, now that we touched onto that, him and John Jones, man, do you think that's ever actually gonna happen?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. I think John Jones.
I think this is the last time we'll see him in the octagon.
Yeah,
I think
so. I mean,
even though he said maybe he's thinking about staying on, I don't think so. I think this is the last time we'll see him. His last fight was against Cyril Gane, and that was in 2022.
Well, his last fight was this year against Stipe.
Well, I'm talking about prior to Stipe.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Prior to Stipe, it was 2 years ago.
Wow.
So
yeah, by that point, you're just holding up the division at that point.
Yeah.
Tom Aspinall's defended his interim title before John defended the actual title.
That's craziness, man.
Tom Aspinall's a beast, man.
Yeah, I look forward to whatever he has coming next because, I mean, people say, like, I find it so ironic because, I mean, I scroll, I use Threads, like Instagram's Twitter, and I see some threads of Aspinall and John Jones or whatever, and people always say, like, Aspinall hasn't done enough to deserve a fight against.
What do you mean?
Yeah, and that's why, like, I'm like, what are you talking about? He's cleared out the division. Yeah. Everyone that he can fight in his division, he has just ran through them. Like, the only person above him as far as rankings go is John Jones. And like they're like, oh, he hasn't cemented his legacy to fight John Jones. I'm like, how can he if the champ is running away?
Yeah, there's nobody left in heavyweight.
No, there's no one.
Where's he supposed to go?
And truthfully, I don't think, regardless of what people say, I don't think John Jones wants that fight.
No, I think he cares more about his legacy and anything that could potentially tarnish it. I don't think he'll take that chance.
Yeah, I get it in a sense, but like when you're coming at it from like a spectator in the sport, like if you're gonna be the champ, prove you're the champ. You know, like
people want the fight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no matter how you look at it, whether you're a John Jones Glazer or not, like people want to see that fight, but still they'll still go on and say that Aspinall hasn't earned that chance, that opportunity.
No, these people are casuals. They don't know what they're talking about. That's why you guys are here watching this. We're not casuals.
We're a little bit above casual.
Yeah, we're super casuals. No kidding.
But yeah, man, there's going to be a lot to talk about in the coming up year, really, because this event's going to be the last one of the year, isn't it? Tomorrow?
This is the last one, and then we're off to 2025, baby.
Oh, my God. The year goes by so quick, dude.
Like that, dude.
It's insanity. But I look forward to hashing it out once Covington and Buckley step in the octagon together, because that's going to be interesting. That should be interesting. We also have Manel Kape and Bruno Silva as a co-main event.
That's a good fight.
Actually, no, sorry, not the co-main. It's just before the co-main. We have Cub Swanson.
Oh, he's still fighting?
He's still fighting.
Wow.
Cub Swanson and Billy Quarantillo.
Yeah.
So they'll be in there. Another interesting fight. Where is it at? I saw it. Hold on.
Adrian
the prelims. Yanis. Yeah. Michael Johnson's fighting.
Wow.
Yeah. In the prelims.
Hey, you gotta give him credit for still going.
Yeah.
I mean, dude hits hard. He knocked out Poirier.
Yeah, and I know. Like, it's crazy. Like, he'll go out and knock out the greats, but then gets chinned by some cans.
I mean, some people in the gym are like that, though. I mean, you know, you could be the baddest man on the planet in sparring, in training, but then when it comes down to it, sometimes it just doesn't play out.
It doesn't do it, yeah. But yeah, I think that kind of brings us to the end of this video. This is the first video of our channel, our series of MMA Relay. So we appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with us. We'll have a lot more coming in the near future. Of course, like I said, we have tomorrow's event, and then we're off to 2025 of whatever that year it's going to bring us. So I look forward to where this is going. I think we're going to have a lot of fun on this channel.
Oh, absolutely. We're always going to bring you the best information, all the hot takes, all the good info. You know where to find it. MMA Relay.
And overall, most importantly, we're just two chill dudes talking about MMA.
We're just two chill dudes.
Want to know what reminded me of that meme before we go? When Pantoja had Kai Asakura against the cage, and Kai just...
He's just smiling.
Yeah, like that just reminded me, like, in my head, like, I just put the image over him, like, I'm just a chill guy.
I can hear the freaking music playing.
Oh, man, that was funny.
He got choked out.
Yes, he died.
Yeah, he was no longer chill.
No, he was too chill. He was out. All right, but that is all for now. We appreciate you guys stopping by. If you like what you see here, you can hit that subscribe button, follow us on social media. But that is all for now. You guys have a great rest of your day. And remember, the fight goes on. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.